fulfillment be felt by anyone?
No. Fulfillment is a word for that which is constantly all there is, but for the seeker longs for that, and when the seeking energy suddenly collapses, then there is fulfillment. But fulfillment is unknowing. There isn't anything that knows it's fulfilled, there just is fulfillment.
Yeah, and how is it possible that certain teachers think they have found fulfillment and can give fulfillment?
Well, because what often happens is that there can be an awakening in which there's a seeker and then there's nothing, and then the seeker comes out of the other side and believes it's become enlightened. That can often happen, and that there's a state that it now experiences which is inconstant, but which it feels is fulfillment or enlightenment, and then it then thinks that what went before the awakening, like meditation or something, must be a path to that event that it thought had happened to it. So it then teaches and tries to help, very sincerely tries to help other people have the same experience that it has. But all of that is all in the story. It has nothing to do with that which can't be known. And obviously is, if you look at, well, every teaching must eventually, it must absolutely be a teaching. So a teaching is being taught from the point of view of knowing something and helping somebody else to learn something. So it's a path. All teaching is a path leading to somewhere. And what the Open Secret is saying is that there is nowhere to be led to, and there's no one to take that path.
And the teacher feels better by helping and not by being fulfilled.
Well, the teacher moves in and out of a state that they sincerely believe usually is enlightenment. And they're trying to teach, because it's in the story, it's moving. Everything in the story is moving, comes and goes, so it's transient. So for the teacher, or the person that thinks they're enlightened, the state of enlightenment comes and goes. Obviously, fulfillment, let's call it, or liberation, is entirely constant, because it's all there is. There isn't anybody that has it. It's all there is in this room. It's all there is anywhere. So that's the difference. What dies is that's seeking.
And how is it all created?
Oh, it's not. There's no creation. So we're back to this pyramid thing. This is real and unreal, but it is the infinite appearing as this, and it is utterly and completely timeless. This is timeless. This is nothing apparently happening. This is the appearance of happening, but actually it's nothing happening. It can't be conceived of. It's completely unknowable. Nobody can describe this. It's a mystery, as long as there's someone trying to understand it. So there's no creation. There's only the appearance of a creation. So the planet that seem to be there, and then the people that seem to occupy it, are all nothing appearing as that. And that whole apparent manifestation is utterly and completely meaningless. It just is what is.
Tony, what you say is what you said is absolutely, in this moment, is absolutely clear to me. And then the question arises: okay, that's it. And what am I going to do with this?
Yeah, that's because it's only clear to you. The idea of this being clear to you is nothing. It's just another idea. What you now have is another idea. What you had before was, I'm a person who can do something. What you now have is, oh, well, there is no creation, this is nothing, appearing is everything. It's just another idea that replaced the other idea. So what you've got is a collection of ideas which are of no use at all. This essentially is energetic. you die and there's nothing left. And then there's nobody asking, what can I do next?
So what am I doing here?
You're doing one of two things. You're trying to find out what you can do, and what might happen is that you find out that you don't exist any longer. And then, when it's realised that there is no one, it's realised that obviously there is nothing that needs to be done. There's nothing that needs to be done because this is complete. This is already complete. Why would there be anything to be done? You know, the individual's always got a little screwdriver that he puts in, he puts it into life. Say, I must change that little bit there. Oh, that bit up there. Oh, and that bit down there. It's always wants to change everything.
Because it's fun.
Oh well, that's all right. Good. I hope you enjoy it.
I'm used to it.
You're used to it, yeah.
All my life.
It makes you feel as though you're still alive. That's actually the whole energy, or one of the energies of the seeker, is to maintain its hold on its own continuation. So what it does is it goes on doing things in order that it won't die, in order to continue. Doing things makes you feel you're still there and you haven't died yet. So, and the most effective way to keep doing things is to seek, because it's utterly, completely futile. So building a car, you could build a car and there's, you've got something there you can say to people, look, I built a car, it's there, it's wheels. Seeking is looking for something that's never been lost, so you can go on doing that for the rest of your life.
What is wrong in doing futile things?
Sorry?
Children, what is wrong with
Nothing's
doing
wrong with
futile
anything.
things?
There's nothing that's wrong with anything.
Children do always do futile.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, I'm just describing something. There's nothing right or wrong. There is only what is. Seeking is the absolute expression of wholeness.
Tony, if...
Oh, just a minute, he's been...
That's fine.
Oh, right.
When you're talking about wholeness or oneness or quote-unquote nothing, what's the difference or the similarities to Zen people?
So, as far as I can see, originally Zen was saying the same as this when it first blossomed, and within a very few weeks, the mind got hold of it and turned it into a teaching. Zen now essentially is a teaching, it's just another path in some way. Originally, when it first blossomed, it was a pathless, or seemed to be pathless.
But Zen teachers, they stress oneness and non-duality, and what you're saying feels different to me.
Can you tell me, please, how you can stress non-duality and oneness, and then tell somebody how to find it? I'm sorry, I don't get it. It's like trying to prove that 1 + 1 = 1.
That's not easy.
How can you say there's only one, but you are apart from one? You're over here, you're one, and what you're trying to find is 2. It's already completely a contradiction. The moment you start seeking, you're confirming that you've lost something.
Or
it's already dualism.
That's clear.
But what fascinates me is that what you're talking about happens also to seekers. Probably you've been a seeker before, or you were at least interested in religion.
Yes.
And for example, Satyam Nadine has been interested in religion, or Satyam Nadine. Doesn't matter.
But then you can go on and on. How do you know that those people are liberated?
Well, at least for my understanding, it feels similar to what you're saying, or maybe it isn't.
No, because I'm not liberated.
Sorry?
I'm not liberated. There is no such thing as a liberated or enlightened person. That again is a complete contradiction. The whole idea you can move towards something called your own absence is already ridiculous. But a lot of people teach people that they don't have to be absent, that they personally can find enlightenment.
Mhm.
As far as the open secret is concerned, all of that is illusory.
So, as far as you're concerned, Zen still happens within the circle.
Well, as far as I can see, the original Zen had no sense of path or intention at all, and pointed to there only being what is, but in a very short time it moved on to a path. Like a lot of other things that do that. Became teaching. Did you want to say something?
Yes, if we decide to meet here at 2 o'clock in the afternoon...
You don't. You don't decide to.
Don't you make use of something like time that doesn't exist?
No, you don't decide to meet here at 2 o'clock. It's what happens. I didn't decide to come here today. It's what's happening. Nobody decides to do anything. There isn't anyone. All there is what happens. And then there's a little bit of software that's added on to the tiny child called me, which then claims that it does everything. So the child grows up and comes to believe and feel that there is something here that decides to come and see Tony Parsons at 2 o'clock.
And what about 2 o'clock?
Sorry?
What
Well, there
about-
is no such thing as 2 o'clock.
Especially today, because today it's actually 3 o'clock.
It works.
Nothing works. It doesn't work. Nothing works.
It just happens.
It just happens. But only apparently, of course. It's not real. This isn't real. I'm not being funny. This isn't real. This is real and unreal. This is what is and isn't.
Yeah.
And it's totally without meaning or purpose. It simply is what it is. It's only the individual that longs to have purpose and meaning, and reasons to be, and reasons why things happen. Apart from that, everything else is blissfully what it is. And doesn't need any other reason to be what it is.
And it doesn't care.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Ignorance
This
is
is about
bliss.
something utterly simple and ordinary.
So
It's so simple that it's outrageously obvious. Everything that's happening in this room is what is longed for. But the seeker is always looking further, is looking elsewhere. The seeker is looking elsewhere. And how could sitting on a seat be enlightenment? That's ridiculous. I have to sit in a cave for 10 years or 20 years and eat rice before I'm enlightened. It can't be as ordinary as sitting on a seat. And it is. It's never left you. It's never left you. It's there all the time. Constantly what is happening is the song of liberation. It's the perfect lover. It will never leave you. Isn't that lovely?
So if something happens that seems to be sad, it
That's sad,
it doesn't
good,
exist.
ordinary, tea, marmalade, sitting on a seat, walking down the road, it's all
Cruelty.
the beloved. Cruelty, and of course it's unconditional love, so it's cruelty as well. Cruelty is unconditional love.
But it doesn't exist as well.
Well, you can't say it doesn't exist, it appears to exist. It's real and unreal. The beloved is real and unreal. It's there, reach out for it, and it's just beyond there.